this weekend against Omaha, this is kind of your guys' last chance to, using this phrase, but control your own destiny in terms of home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. I know every series is big, but is this probably now your biggest series of the year because of what's at stake?
I think the magnitude is probably certainly greater, absolutely. We've got a team that's in front of us, and we're trying to catch them. They're coming off a 2-loss weekend, so they're going to be ready. But again, it just falls in line with every weekend we had, against another good team that's had a good year. And again, we want to continue playing well. I thought we had a good weekend in Miami. I liked how we responded after the Saturday loss to St. Cloud with a good competitive weekend, and we need to keep building off that.
Talking about your season early, way before the season even started, and how strong your schedule was, do you see that paying off now that your pairwise ranking and kind of where you guys have played against these teams that are doing really well?
Well, I mean, the pairwise certainly is a reflection of our league, and how well we've done in non-conference. Obviously I think went 8-4, but our league has done as well as any league, and I think that's why you're seeing all of our teams where they're at. There hasn't been a ton of movement, since we've got into really league play. I mean, there's been some jumps here and there, but a lot of the teams have stayed pretty strong where they've been at, and that's because of the strength of our league.
The depth of this team shined again this last week in Miami when you were able to take a guy like Nick McCormick and throw him on the fourth line.
Yeah, he hadn't played forward since Pee-wees, but I didn't ask him. I just put him back there, put him up there, and we didn't have much of a choice, but I thought he did a great job. I know it's been important for our team, no question. Even go back to when Adam was out in November for a month. We've missed Dom for 5 games. We've had different guys step up. I thought our fourth line again was solid. I thought Nick kept his game simple, and I think it's always nice when you have more of a defensive-minded player there. He didn't try and do too much, but he played, I thought, pretty intelligent hockey. But it's nice to get Dom back. He'll play this weekend, so that'll be good for our team.
Was it more important on that fourth line to have a defensive-minded defenseman jump up to play forward rather than maybe an offensive-minded defenseman?
No, I mean, we just we kind of liked where we were with our D pairings, and Nick can shoot the puck. I think he's got some good offensive instincts in him too from a defenseman. I think he had 40-some points as a defenseman before he came here, but I wanted to get him in the lineup, and we put him there, and I think it worked out great. I think he enjoyed it actually too. It was kind of nice, probably being able to hit some guys, hit other defensemen instead of getting hit. But it worked out. It's nice to know that we had a few choices probably, but we chose him, and he did a good job.
Talking to Kaz last week, and he mentioned that he felt some ups and downs in his game as of late. It seemed like against Miami he was pretty dialed in for both games. What did you think of him?
Well, he was really good Saturday. I think I didn't really see the second goal. I think that's the one that probably frustrated him the most. But you can't certainly fault him on his performance over the course of the weekend. There's no question. But yeah, I think he's getting back there. I think our team is getting back to where we hope we need to be, but we're still not there yet. But I thought last weekend was, against again a team I think is one of the best in the league, in their rink, the way they play, the pace, the intensity of that weekend was tremendous, and hopefully we can keep that going into the remaining weekends, because if we can play with that pace and that intensity, we'll give ourselves a good chance.
Speaking of Kaz, are you surprised at all, his first year in the program, how he's been able to adjust and play at this level? I mean, is there any surprise with him?
No, not really. We purposely went out and tried to find an older goaltender, and it was nice that he was kind of in our backyard. So I think him playing in Cloquet got him, number one, familiar with this area. And you know what? I think it's been nice having Brant Nicklin this year as our goalie coach. You know, certainly good for all of our goaltenders, which I think is an asset. And I think he's been a big part of that too, and making him, you know, better. So no, I'm not really surprised. You know, he put up great numbers last year in the North American League until he got hurt. I mean, had a great year. I mean, I think he had 9 or 10 shutouts. So I think the ability was there, and sometimes it takes a while. We threw him into a pretty tough spot, you know, the first game against Minnesota, and I thought he responded well after, you know, giving up those goals and settled down. And since then, he's been pretty consistent. You know, I think his little blurb was the same as kind of our team when we went 0-3-1. You know, we weren't playing well enough, and hopefully we're all getting that back, and him included.
Say I'm going to credit Siski for this stat that Justin Crandall's been your best player in NCHC play, goals and assists wise. How important has he been in league play for you guys this season, especially in the second half? I feel like he's, you know, made his presence felt each night out there.
Yeah, I don't even, you know, and I haven't even looked at how our guys are doing in league. You know, I mean, we know how important he is to our team. He's a captain. You know, he's a senior. He's scored goals every year. I think, actually, I just talked to him the other day. You know, he's got 10 goals. He feels like he could have 15 or 20. He's missed some opportunities. So hopefully those, you know, when he gets them down the stretch here, he'll bury those. But, you know, we need those guys that have experience, that are leaders to play at a high level. And we need some other guys. I'm not going to lie. We need a few other guys that aren't upperclassmen and guys that we count on to elevate their play for us to have a chance to make a run here. So we've had some good discussions in the last 2 weeks. Hopefully those things resonate with our team and our players, and we become a better team for it.
Cranny, what kind of leader would you describe him as? He seems like a guy that not only holds himself responsible, but his teammates responsible, and occasionally the stretches.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's so funny because all three have different personalities. You know, I think Adam is, you know, kind of that ultimate leader, but maybe that's because he's done it 2 years, but he's a little more serious. Andy's quiet, and Cranny's kind of the prankster, jokester, talks a lot, good and bad. But, you know, it's nice to have different personalities. So, you know, I think one of the things when he's good, when he's a good player for us, is when he's tenacious. You know, he's not, he doesn't have Tony Cameron easy Al Iafallo speed, but he's got a good brain, and he's capable of, you know, scoring goals around the net, but being tenacious. I mean, he plays in a lot of situations for us and has for basically 3.5 years. So, you know, those guys you develop some trust with, and but he needs to. He's kind of at times gotten away from how he needs to play, and we had a good talk about that, and hopefully you'll see, you know, how well he can play down the stretch here, because we need him. We need that experience. We need that leadership.
You expand on Justin Crandall, the jokester and prankster that you mentioned?
No, he just likes, he's just, let's just say he's not a quiet kid, okay? But it's all good.
Gets fun. You with any jokes or pranks?
No. But it's good. You know, you got to have different personalities. You know, and he's one of those guys that is well liked by his teammates, but he likes to have some fun, and he's not afraid to say it either.